Hello guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to use calculation question type in Kobotoolbox from beginners level to advanced level. Please click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and also drop a comment at the end of the video if you find it useful. So let's get started. So what we need to do in this video is to solve this problem. The first one is calculate the number of male students and female students in the class. So we're going to solve that. We're also going to solve this other question, which is determine if respondent is poor or non-poor based on his or her monthly income using $1 per day threshold, and also the advanced level, which is determine based on the condition if someone has the condition of tuberculosis, if it is mid, severe, or very severe. So what we need to do is to go to Kobotoolbox, we create projects. So let me create projects, build from scratch. So I will name this calculation. Then sector, I will choose order. Country, let me choose Nigeria. Then create projects. So the first thing is to click on the button. So we want to solve this. Calculate the number of male students and female students in the class. So we say male, let's say male students. You click on add question. You click on number. Then you click the second one, female students. You click on add question and click on number. So we need to change the data column. So I can change the data column to male. You can change it to anything you like, or Q1. So let me use male. The second one is, let me use female. Then to calculate the male students and female students, the total number of male and female students, I'll click on this button and use $, open curly bracket, the data column, which is male. I'll write male. You can copy and paste, plus $, open curly bracket, the data column. Let me copy, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, then close curly bracket and click on add question, which we are going to use calculate 1 + 1. So to display the value, so I will click on the button here and say the total number of students is, then I will use $, open curly brackets. What we have here, the data column is calculation. You can change it to anything you like. I can change it to cal. So cal, then I will write cal, close curly bracket, add question and use notes, so that it will display the value. So let me recap. I use the question male students, then the data column as male. The second one is female student. I change the data column as female. Then I use this formula, $, male, open curly brackets male, close curly bracket, plus $, open curly bracket female, plus close curly bracket, which I also use the notes as the total number of male students is $, open curly bracket, cal, and close curly bracket. So let me preview. So our form is working perfectly. So I will add 3 male students, 4 female students. So here I have the total number of male students is none because I didn't click on enter. So when I click on enter button to go to the next question, is going to add the male students and the female students, which I have 7. So if you change value, it's going to change 11. So that is how to add a simple calculation question type. So we solve this, which is we get the total number of male students, we get the total number of male students, total number of female students, and we use the calculation field, a simple calculation field, which is $, open curly bracket, the data column of this, which is male, close curly bracket, addition, $, open curly bracket, the total number of female, which we use the data column as female, close curly bracket to calculate the male and the female. So that is how to perform a simple calculation type. So let's go to the second question. Determine if respondent is poor or non-poor based on his income or her income using $1 per day threshold. So to do that, we all know that $1, we convert $1 to 1 naira in Nigeria. I'm using my country. $1 to naira is 381. So to convert this 381 to monthly, so I will change it to 381 multiplied by 30, which I have 11,430. So I'm going to be using this value to determine if someone is poor. If the person falls below 11,430 per month, the person is classified to be poor. And if the person monthly income is above 11,430 per month, the person is classified to be non-poor. So to do that, I'll go to the calculation field, then click on the monthly, or let's say, what is your monthly income? So when I say what is your monthly income, I'm asking the respondent to give me the value of his or her monthly income. So I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be using number to get that. So what is your monthly income? So I can also change the data column to be income. So let me use income. Then click on the button to get the income. To use this what we have, which is 11,430, to classify based on his or her income. So to do that, I'm going to be using a simple calculation, which is to say that if open bracket $, curly bracket, the income of the respondent, if it is less than 11,430, comma, let's classify the person to be poor because his income is less than 11,430. Let's classify the person to be poor, comma, if the person is above that, it should be classified as non-poor. Then close brackets. This is the formula we are going to be using to determine if the person is poor or non-poor. In a very simple term, it is the same thing as if open bracket $, curly bracket, the question, close curly bracket, less than X, which is the respondent opinion, less than S, then we can say it is true, S it is false, or otherwise, or S. This is the same thing as this. So I'm going to be using this to determine if the respondent, maybe if the respondent is poor or non-poor based on his or her income. So I will go back there and say that if open bracket $, curly bracket, the income based on the data column here, income, close curly brackets, less than 11,430, comma, if the respondent's monthly income is less than 11,430, the respondent is classified to be poor, else otherwise, which is non-poor. Then close brackets and use add. Then we use calculate to calculate that. So to display the value, I will click on this and say the respondent is classified to be dash, to be what? To be, so I will now change this data column to anything I like. Let's say calculation. So to be $, open curly bracket, calculation, then close curly bracket. So it's going to display if the respondent is poor or non-poor. So I will click on add question, then click on notes. So let's preview. So what is your monthly income? So let me use the monthly income to be 10,000, which is less than the 11,430, the $1 threshold. So the respondent is classified to be poor. So if I should use something like 12,500, which is above that, the respondent is classified to be non-poor. We can also use another technique, very simple one. You can also change it otherwise. Let's say greater than 11,000 should be non-poor, and if it is less than that, it should be poor. It's the same thing. I'm just changing it the way around. So here, if I have, let's say 20,000, the respondent is classified to be non-poor. If I have 10,000, the respondent is classified to be poor. So that is how to use calculation field to determine if someone is poor or non-poor, true or otherwise. So we've solved the second question, determine if respondent is poor or non-poor based on his or a monthly income using $1 per day threshold. So the next one we are going to do is advanced calculation type. We want to determine based on the respondent option if the respondent condition is mid, severe, or very severe. Based on the option here, we have, do you have persistent cough lasting for 2 weeks? If the respondent tick yes. For that, do you have cough off blood? If the respondent tick yes, that is true. The respondent condition is mid. If it tick more than that, between 3 to 4, it should be severe. And if it is greater than 4, it should be what? It should be very severe. To do that is very simple. So what we need to do is, I can delete all this if I don't want. I want to delete all this. So let's start. So the first question is, do you have persistent cough lasting for 2 or more? So we can select this. So I'll select this and paste here. Then click on add question, select one, yes or no. So I'm clicking on yes, no. Change the SML to be 0 or 1. So the condition I'm going to use is similar to this, the same thing to this, which is if question is equal to, based on the option, it should be true or false. So I'm going to be using that. So to do that, I'm going to change this. Let me change this to Q1, question 1. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to say if open bracket, dollar sign, curly bracket, the Q1, question 1, close curly bracket. If it is equal to 0, comma 1, otherwise 0, which means that if the respondent choose yes, it should be 1, which is 0. I make it 0 here. You can see if the respondent choose 0, or I can change it otherwise. If you like, I can change it to probably 1 so that you will understand what I'm trying to say. 2. So if the respondent chooses 1, it should count as 1, otherwise it should count as 0. That's what it means. If the respondent choose 1, it should count as 1, because the respondent has one condition. Do you have persistent cough lasting for 2 weeks or more? The respondent is having cough persistence lasting for 2 weeks or more. So if the respondent chooses yes, it should be 1, and if it chooses 0, it should be, if it chooses no, it should be otherwise, which is 0. So that is how to do that. Then I will close that, close bracket, add and use calculate. Then the next question is, do you have cough lasting, do you have cough of blood? So I'll copy that, paste here, add question. So I will use calculate, ask question. I will use, oh okay, the next question is, use this, do you have cough of blood? Place it here, click on add button and select option. So I'm selecting yes and no. So yes for 1, no for 2. So click on this and use if, the same thing. So I need to change this data column to Q2. So if open bracket, dollar sign, open curly bracket, if question 2 is equal to 1, if the respondent chooses yes, it should count 1, otherwise 0. So I will close that. That is the other formula, the same thing as this. So use calculate, go to the next one. Do you have pain, chest pain? Copy that, click, paste, add, select 1, yes and no. So double click 1, 2. So I will change this to Q3. Then the same thing, if open bracket, Q3 equal 1, 1, 0, close bracket. So the same thing, I need to put close and open the curly bracket. If dollar sign, open curly bracket, close curly bracket, yeah, so it's okay. Now the next question is night sweat. Copy that. Okay, I need to select calculate for this. Night sweat, add question, yes, no, 1 and 2. So change this to Q4, then go to the next, which is calculate. I can copy this, copy, paste here, change this to Q4, add question, change it to calculate, go to the next question. Are you losing weight? Copy that, you can paste it next. Are you losing weight? Yes or no? Yes, no, 1, 2. So change this to Q5, question 5. Then use the next calculation, which is copy this, paste it here, change the value to 5. Click on add question, calculate, go to the next one, loss of appetite. Copy that, paste, select, yes, no, 1, 2. So I can say if, let me type it now, $, open curly bracket, question 6, I think, loss of appetite. Let me change it Q6, Q6, close curly bracket, equal 1, 1, otherwise 0. So then close bracket, click on add question, add calculate. So we've done the necessary thing, which is, do you have percent cough lasting for 2 weeks? If the respondent chooses yes, it should count 1, and if it chooses no, it should count 0. So the same thing applies. Do you have cough of blood, which is the same thing. Do you have chest pain? The same formula. Do you have night sweats? The same thing. Are you losing weight? The same thing, down to loss of appetite. Now let's calculate everything we have here. So we calculate everything we have here using this formula, simple formula, $, open curly bracket. The first one is this, calculate. We are calculating, so our calculation 1, which is calculation. The second one is calculation 011. Third one is calculation, the third one is calculation 002. So I'll be pasting that. I'll say calculation, open curly bracket, close curly bracket, addition, $. The next one is this, calculation 001. You can copy that or rename if you want. Calculation 001, open curly bracket, paste that, close that, addition, $, open curly bracket, go to the next one. The next one is calculation 002. Copy that. You can change if you like. Paste that. Addition. So I can copy this. Paste this. Let me change this to 3. Paste this. Let me change it to 4. Paste this. Let me change it to 5. Here, what do I have here? 5. So then click on add and select calculate. Now to display if the respondent, based on the respondent, if it is severe, if it is very severe, or mid, based on the condition. If you have less than 2, it should be mid. If the condition is between the 3 and 4, it should be severe. And if it is greater than 4, it should be very severe. So to do that, I will click on this and use this simple formula, which is if. So let me change this. Let me change this to total So I've changed it to total. So if open bracket $, open curly bracket, total, close curly bracket is equal to 0. If the respondent did not choose anything, then we say apostrophe is not present. Tuberculosis is not present. Since I can say since no sign of symptoms. No signs of symptoms. Then close it. Then comma. The next one, if we say if open curly bracket, open bracket, $, curly bracket, total. If the total is close bracket, close curly bracket, if it is less than, I can say if it is less than 3, since we have it here, that if the condition is less than 0 or equal to 2, it should be mid. But if it is greater than 2, it should be, if it is greater than 2, it should be severe. Greater than 2 or equal to 4, it should be severe. And if it is greater than 4, it should be very severe. So I can say less than 3, so I can say it is mid, comma, open bracket, mid, because it is less than 3. It is between 0, it is between 1 and 2. So it's going to be what? It's going to be mid. It is between 1 and 2. So I'm using less than 3. So it should be mid, comma, if open bracket, $, curly bracket, total, close curly bracket, close curly bracket, less than 5, it should be severe, comma, it should be what? It should be open bracket, severe, close curly bracket, and if open bracket, $, open curly bracket, total, close curly bracket, equal to 5, comma, it should be very severe, otherwise very severe. You can actually think of different calculation expression you want to use. You're still going to get the same thing as mine. So don't think of you thinking of how am I going to follow up with this. You can use different calculation expression from this based on what you have here, based on the condition. You can use that to get the answer anyhow you want it. You still get the same thing. So I have the first open bracket 1, I have it here. The second one is here 2, the third one is here 3, the fourth one is here 4. So I have 4. So I'm going to close the 4 brackets, 1 2 3 4. So after that, I will click on add question and use calculate. So to display what I have based on the condition, I will click on this and say tuberculosis is. So I will change this. Let me change this to type. Let me change to type of tuberculosis. The calculation, tuberculosis is $, open curly brackets, type, close curly bracket, and click on add question, then use notes. So we are done with that. So let me recap. So here, do you have persistent cough lasting for 2 weeks or more? So if the respondent chooses yes, it should be 1, and if it chooses no, it should be 0, based on what we have here, based on the SML value. The same thing applies here. Do you have cough of blood? Do you have chest pain? The same thing down to this place. Then we calculate all of the option, we calculate it here. So then I use this condition to determine if it is present, if it is mid, severe, or very severe. So click on the preview. So do you have persistent cough lasting for 2 weeks or more? So when I click yes, remember it's going to show, it's going to count as 1. If I click yes, it's going to count as 1. So I will click the second one, which is 2. It is mid. So when I click, let me unclick. Tuberculosis is not present since no sign of symptoms. So if I click 1, it's going to see the same thing. If I click on 2, it's going to say that tuberculosis is mid. Based on what we have here, mid. If it is less than or equal to 2, it is mid. So if I should click on yes again, which is 3, tuberculosis is mid. If I click on this, tuberculosis is severe. If I click on this and this, it's going to say very severe. So that is how to make use of calculation field in Kobotoolbox. Thank you for watching. If you find this video useful, please click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and also drop a comment. Thank you.